Welcome to the Archotechs, a RimWorld fluid ideology series about pursuing the Archonexus. Episode 56, Don't Shoot, Let 'Em Burn. To briefly recap last episode, the wolves we were hosting finally left and left us with 8 puppies, one of which I've already butchered. And we set up a little bit of a wolf den full of corpses. Looks delicious, says the Wendigo in me. Then we had a bunch of idiot tribals, something like a few dozen of them, show up and they were like, oh, look, a giant Olmec head. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we marched inside? And they learned, no, it would not be wonderful. And now I have a whole lot of corpses to clean up. So yippee, corpse cleanup. And then towards the end of the episode, Danishi, in all of her infinite wisdom, decided to faceplant straight into rhinos. So here she is recovering. Good for her. The plan for this episode is to maybe dole out some additional Luciferium to A-Shield if we feel that she earns it. So I'm going to say, hey, A-Shield, get up to, let's say, 925 study progress and you'll get Luciferium. If you don't make it, you'll go insane and die. Good luck. And then the other goal that we have is for Sven to push ahead towards cataphract armor and then eventually to pulse charge munitions. It has been a long time coming. I'd also like to get the fire trap going. So here's the deal. I'm going to redesign this a little bit. And then when I feel that I am nice and ready, I will set this off and we'll have a wonderful ancient barbecue. Because that is exactly the type of thing that we do here. So, I also will remind you all that there's a poll going on right now. And the poll is about the parameters for the next Archonexus. So you'll be able to decide what kind of biome and map tile we settle on, who we're bringing, what rituals we'll have, that kind of stuff. If you're interested in voting in a poll like that, the pinned comment in this video will get you there. So you're welcome to vote. And thank you. And the poll will be open until I ascend the next Archonexus. So speaking of which, I currently have enough wealth on this colony to do it. But I am going to be waiting for the cataphract armor, and also I'll be waiting for the pulse charge munitions. So just because we have the wealth doesn't mean I'm obligated to do it right away. Some other things I wanted to do, if, let's say, A-Shield... Ooh, okay. I'm going to give A-Shield a slab bed, just to accelerate the sleep rest rate, so that she can study the Archonexus structure a bit better. I've no idea if she's going to make that... Oh, well, it's a legendary bed, so that will help. I have no idea if she's going to make the requirements to be able to not die and get the Luciferium that she wants, but best luck to her. If she does make the requirements, I will also give her a bedroom, I suppose. Or at least I'll consider it. Danishi's forced to clean up her own blood. Yeah, you should have thought about that before you tried to faceplant straight into a rhino herd. Or a crash of rhinos, as I've now been told that that's what they're called. We also captured 2 people that we want to enslave for labor. Cache being a miner, and Swaga being a farmer. And then Rodo here is just gonna die. That's basically how we'll treat him. So the changes here are vents. Vents are going to allow me to set it up so that heat travels more easily into the chambers, into the ancient danger pod chambers. And then I'm stripping up the floor directly next to the vents because vents are flammable. Now, there is a high likelihood that the ancient soldiers will end up just going, hey, let's punch the vents. But that only gets them so far. That gets them into a large room full of fire. So congratulations, out of the frying pan, into the fire. You're no better off than you were before. Just in a larger room full of active burning flames. And they'll probably get burned for it. What am I doing with them? I have no idea. I really don't have any use for slaves beyond my current roster. So I couldn't answer that, even if I wanted to. But you guys seem to want me to open up the Ancient Danger. At least that's what you've committed to in comments. So, yeah, why not? I will. I have no idea what to expect, but you ask and I try to fulfill. It was really nice to see the Olmec head in full, I don't know, flame, I guess. That was fun. So I said 925, did I? For a shield to get the next dose of Luciferium? I don't know if you'll make it, but I'm eager to find out. There was a lot of people in the comments that thought that I either didn't notice or forgot. No, I'm being cruel here. You earn it. I know you might be a colonist, you might be related to us, but hey, you earn it. So an Imperial trader marching in. I'm sure they're going to trample and dirty up my beautiful structure here. Yeah, of course you are. Of course you are. If you eat my food, I might just try to, I don't know, spite you or something. I'm not exactly going to make them my enemies, though. Hey, Tsuaga, you have converted. And Trustin has a carcinoma. So, Tsuaga, you're going to be enslaved now that you believe in our ideology, and Kashe and Rodo have a little ways to come. All right, let's get the trade going. I would love to free up some space in my inventory, so selling a good many items to them sounds great. I'm going to be buying the components, advanced components, because they're expensive and I need to ditch things that are expensive. Circadian Assistant might not be terrible. It's just one more expensive thing for me to buy. And then we can start ditching the shirts and corsets that I've been making for this exact reason. Oh, wow. But maybe not that many, because they cannot even come close to being able to afford that. Okay, there we go. Good trade. So a Circadian Assistant allows you to get less rest. And we already have an assistant in Sven and Bunny and Trustin. But maybe we'll pop it into Zleb or Noluk, as they are very likely to come with me to the next map tile, given how you all vote. Let's go ahead and cut this carcinoma out. Trustin was probably not ready to go to sleep for a while, but oh well, I'll jump the gun. It's fine. And it is successful. No more cancer from the nuclear-powered stomach. All right, you hit the 925 mark that I said that you needed to, so you get Luciferium. I also vaguely remember promising you a bedroom. I will do that for you, I guess. There's not a lot of terrain that supports bedrooms that are north. I could build this south, but I think I'm just going to have like a small little utility closet style bedroom there. It'll have to do. So we're butchering all of the elephants, but we don't really have space for the meat. That's going to be a bit of a problem. I could always throw it into a transport pod and gift it. So I'll just try to keep an eye on its spoil timer and go ahead and gift it if the spoil timer runs out. Like I suspect it will. So, A shield. Your next mark will be completion. If you don't complete the Archonexus structure, you get no more drugs from me. And you will die a slow and painful death of the Luciferium in your body running out and you going crazy, I guess, is how that works. So good luck! Very little chill, yes. So here's the little bedroom that we're throwing together for A shield. Just so that the dining room doesn't count as a bedroom, mostly. The legendary bed was a little unexpected, but good for her, I suppose. Zleb has a lot of animal training to do, and I actually sort of don't think that these wolves are going to be done trained by the time I finish all the other things I don't want to do before the Archonexus. I mean, it's possible that a few of them get done, but I don't think all of them will. I think that likelihood is very low. And there you are, your awful little bedroom. So some of these bodies here, I am going to stop hauling because they're far away, I guess. I don't really mind the bows burning up either. It's not something oh, it's starting to rain. Let's stop hauling bodies altogether. I don't really care about the weapons here. Tribal weapons barely sell for anything. Like a few silver a piece. Hardly even worth the effort of hauling, if you ask me, but I could fix my stockpiles to not allow the weapons to be hauled and just leave them out there. I guess I don't even care enough. So after all that trading, our wealth did drop a little bit. As you would expect, you don't trade for 100% of the value of the item that you purchase, but I am not all that worried. I am sure we're going to craft our way up to 350k in a blink of an eye, given the skill and dedication of our Archotechs. So now that maybe in the morning when Trustin's anesthesia wears off, I will have him and the rest of the colonists trigger the Ancient Danger fire trap. But we have a slave to tend to. So, Tsuaga, you're going to be scheduled zoning to slaves. You are going to be given slave clothing, food, and drugs. You are going to lose your name, tattoos, hair, identifying features. I don't believe that I have a current queue of travel wear that I have allowed the other slaves to wear. So that's something that I have to probably queue up. Oh, that was supposed to be make travel wear. There it is. And I'm going to only do this with cloth. I actually don't want to use nice leathers or anything else. And I don't even think that I'm going to give Slave 1 an actual name. They're going to be just not with us long enough to warrant that. So, a bulk goods trader, or rather the bulk goods trader that I called in, showing up on time. I'm eager about that because I'm sure tons of my rhino meat are about to spoil. And hey, look, it's Tony Cefalu again, isn't it? You show up everywhere. I don't even know what to say. I can't simply get away from you. So, the foal gets sold. A bucket load of rhino meat. I'll buy their components, buy their steel. Buy the ascending lance and sell some whoa, too many corsets. There we go. A trade, a fair trade at that, has been struck. That also frees up a lot of space in my freezer. And I no longer have meat in the storeroom. So that's a way better position to be in. Trustin keeps making double strand shade cones. Sure, I guess that's fine. And I would like to wait until it's not raining to trigger this. I don't really want my architects standing out in the rain if I can help it. Shield, how is your progress? You need to desperately get that architect research done or the Luciferium supply gets cut off. So you've got about 6 days. The weapons in the Olmec head are almost all hauled out. And with the conversion and enslavement of Kashe, we will hit the required development points to develop our ideology further, in case the poll that you're all voting on determines that I do more ideology development. Not all things are allowed or even are slated to be developed upon, so like our memes, for instance, aren't changing, but some things that could change is our rituals and our styles. That is what's currently on the poll. And also some ways that we treat slaves, I suppose, is on the poll as well. The rain from the burning of the corpses, my lord, has that taken a while to clear. A food drop, glitter world drop, and silver drop. I'm actually going to wait. I don't need these things, and it wouldn't be a terrible idea to save them up for the next Archonexus. So I'll sit on it. I'm not urgent, really, to get that done. We're up about 5,000, maybe 6,000 or so since I sold. It's pretty easy to add value, turning simple fabrics into masterpieces. Or legendary pieces. A sight all too common, in a good way. Now, one thing I don't have is a slave dedicated to crafting, so I'm going to actually have Droiden do that to start... don't cut chunks. To start smelting. Getting rid of all this backlog. And A-shield. You're making headway. The emanations, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Sakashi here is going to be converted probably next conversation, I'd imagine. And then, if that's the case, Roto doesn't really need to be converted. We'll have all the development points we require, and we can just outright sacrifice him and maximize, suppress Slave 1 and soon to be Slave 2. That's why I kept a third. So it has stopped raining, and that indicates that it might be fire trap time. So once the sun comes up, oh, and Kashe has converted, so that also means that it is enslavement time too. Wonderful. Development points now 17 at 18, and enslaving him will push us over. So this prisoner, no interaction, just leave him alone. So let's get started. The way I want to do this is to have maybe Sven start the fires. Once the fires are started, I'll have the rest of the group stand at the ready in order to repair the walls of the ancients that are trying to break out. Where'd my gun go? Is it on the shelf? No, where did it go? Very strange. I know that prisoners technically don't smuggle weapons, but I feel like they're slightly smuggled. Is someone hauling it currently? No? Okay, well, one of you are guilty, but I'll figure this out later. So then every other colonist heads on over here. I'm going to have Sven and Bunny line up on the southern door. I'm also going to tell them all to hold fire. This will be... You'll understand why in a minute. So that I can psycast a little bit better. Maybe we smelted it. I'm going to see if it's even allowed. Melee weapons and ranged weapons that are... No. It's not allowed that we smelted it. So it's somewhere. I just haven't spotted it yet. If you're ever wondering where something like that goes, what you can do is just go heavy SMG, or SMY in my case. Make it critical. And stick it there. And your haulers will eventually haul it to that location, and you don't really have to figure it out. So here's the deal. I have hold fire so that Bunny and Sven don't immediately open fire on whoever are on these pods. And then I'm going to have Sven fire on the pod to open up the pod. And then Bunny stun them, Sven close the door, and have them roast. So let's kick that off. Stun and stun. They did shoot Bunny a few times, but if I didn't want that to happen, I could have set them to go invisible. Doors closed. And now I'm going to forbid the doors so that the slaves don't travel through them in order to try to put out those fires, because slaves are dumb. I'm going to have No Luck come to the southern door to repair it. Trustin stand at the northern door to repair it. And these guys are going to burn. Maybe I'll also have Bunny over here to control the flow of the heat a bit. I can cool it off so that these ancients have a better chance of survival. Now, one is, like I said, attacking the vent, and they're really only going to gain access to a larger room that is horrifyingly hot. So, good job. You've not made your life any better, like I said. And then I can have someone like Trustin and No Luck just repair these walls, and, you know, they're 11 and 20 constructors, so they will out-repair a heat-stroked victim easily. We wait for them to collapse, we go in, and we, I guess, enslave them? I really didn't actually have a plan for them. I'll be perfectly honest, I guess we could put them back in the cryptosleep pods. And this is just a demonstration about how to do it. So as soon as these collapse, we're waiting on Strict and Aguilar, Paul and Gritta. But as soon as these collapse, I can have someone like Trustin break the wall down, and we'll just shove them back in the pods once they came. And then once in the pods, we can open the pods one at a time at our convenience and decide when we want them out and if we need organs or whatever. All I have to make sure is that they don't heat stroke die before, which should be pretty easy. I'm surprised they're still on their feet. But there won't be soon. And then if I want it a little bit hotter, I could control the heat here. So Bunny is going to make sure they cook. Now the vulnerable part of this construction is these external vents here. So I'm going to have Bunny and Trustin swap. Come on, guys. Just fall over now. Alright, I'm going to carry... Actually, let's strip you too. No Luck's in here. Gonna throw these two back into the pods. And there, 2 more dropped. These last 2 should be... There goes 1. And 2. Okay, we're good to go. So, all the slaves now gonna come marching over and put this fire out. And this is currently superheated air, but Trustin is going to remedy that now by venting it all out. Okay. So the caskets are where I want to store them, so let's make sure the caskets get put out first. I could have had Sven at the ready. No, you got back up. That's cute. I could add Sven at the ready in order to psycast water, but I didn't, of course. So No Luck, you put this one out. I could just punch them down. A little bit melee. It's fun. Get our hands dirty. These caskets are getting burned up really fast. Oh, No Luck. Getting tired of Aguilar. Going like, oh, yeah. You're dead. Here, let's deconstruct this one. Okay, 1 died. I could have played this a little bit safer. I didn't. I pay the price for it with them dying. This casket is exploding because it's too on fire. So this isn't a perfect attempt at imprisoning ancients, but it's pretty good. It's pretty hands-off, it's pretty low tech, and very, very easy. So there is no space for Greta or Paul, so I think what I'm going to do is just strip them and kill them. Bunny, you like doing that. Let's let them out. Paul got up, so I'm going to get Bunny to kill a live person rather than a dead person. Come on up. Well, no. Aw, did I not get the kill? I don't know. But yeah, there you have it. The fire is a little harder to control at times, but that I would say is kind of the easy way to do it. And if you really wanted all 6, you could just min-max it by save scumming. Not something I'm going to do, of course. And now we have 3 future potential slaves or whatever, organ donors, all locked up in crypto caskets. And I'm going to remove the ancient danger now, because I don't really need it. The other thing to consider is to make sure that I don't have overhead mountain to reduce my insect infestation risk, and I don't. So we're good on that front too. So once we have it all roofed, or de-roofed, I'm going to leave, actually, a little bit of roof over here, over the caskets. And we'll remove everything else. We'll remove all other evidence. Thinning out the walls, removing the floor, and then cleaning up the whole thing. Where they have it. You were looking for me to do a little bit of the ancient danger, and, well, it's done. Oh, JD got an infection from the burn. That's too bad. I'll treat it quick. Trustin, Sven, Bunny, all the colonists are already fully healed. And we have an overhead bulk goods trader. Nice. Those are my favorite, because they usually sell a lot. Components, advanced components, always on the forefront of my mind. I'm going to go ahead and sell the leathers that I don't need. I'll keep some of the elephant leather, I guess. Gao seeds. Some shredded old clothing. The circadian system probably should be installed. I'll get around to it at some point. Just about everybody has a legendary clothing now. Legendary and masterwork clothing in this colony is like almost meaningless because of how much I have. They do have plasteel, which I will buy, even though it's pretty ridiculously expensive. And I'm going to sell my rice and berries and some of the corn. the amount of vegetables I have exceeds my capacity to store it without it rotting, so I might as well sell some of it. I'm very tempted to just buy a ridiculous amount of steel. I'm just going to. I'm not even going to be able to bring this much silver with me. And then let's go ahead and sell some of the clothing, or basically all the clothing to make up for it. So that is a heck of a sale. Now, unfortunately, I didn't switch my beacons, so most of it, yeah, all of it is coming out here. If I didn't want that to happen, I just could uninstall this beacon first. And, oh, there we are. Cache is good to be enslaved. I didn't do their work priorities, so that's my mistake. Let me fix that. So you are slave 2. And you're just going to be a hauler for now. I don't really have need of a miner until I find a deep drill for like plasteel or something like that. So, that beautiful beard of yours and that little top knot, yeah, all of that is going to go. Your zoning and your food. So now that we have our full slave roster, in the morning, or at least when the public execution comes off cooldown, I'll go ahead and execute Roto in order to fully suppress Slave 1 and Slave 2. So if we look at them, 82 and 82, so more suppression needed. With the plasteel I just called in, I do want to make some replacement locust armor for Zleb. Hopefully it will be masterwork or legendary, because 72% is getting low, and I wouldn't mind kicking it up a notch. And we have a royal tribute collector, and ex-wife of Slave 2 coming in. I guess I know how Slave 2 became Slave 2. You were sold into slavery, or sold to tribals or something. I don't know. I don't really understand how royals and tribals, yeah, who knows? Maybe like a Pocahontas thing or something. John Smith. I can only speculate. These two ancients have armor that can be smelted down to plasteel, so I'll strip that off. And that remains of the ancient danger. I also need to get, let's go with a granite wall instead of a slate wall. And then I'm going to focus on the granite section that keeps me actually border safe first. There is nothing I even want to do with this royal tribute collector. I don't have tribute for them, so I'm just going to ignore the fact that they exist, I think. Oh, sleeping sickness for Jordan, Bunny. Bunny got hit with it. And Roto. So Bunny, bed rest. Jordan, bed rest. I don't care what Roto does. Roto probably won't die in the next 4 days, so yeah, should be fine. I'm going to have Bunny quickly hop on up and hit Droiden with a Preach Health, just so that Droiden can recover. Sleeping sickness is one of those where it's rather easy to beat the disease, but it lasts a long time, and you shouldn't ignore it because it could, you know, kill you. But it takes so long to recover. It's annoying. Marine armor is done. And I'm actually going to go pulse charge munitions before cataphract. I'd like better weapons first. Now, after that massive trade, my colony wealth really hasn't changed at all. I mean, it zigzags up and down a little bit, but I always find a way to bounce right back up after huge expenses. With that said, these components and silver and that stuff should not sit out there very long. So, Slave 2, you're going to join me. Everybody, all these slaves are going to high priority haul, I think. Except for Droidin, who is currently sick. Shield's progress is coming along. Not sure you're going to make it in time, but since I don't want to do the research myself, I might be kind and give you Luciferium, even if you don't exactly deserve it. I feel like it has been raining the vast majority of this episode. Part of me feels like I should just roof off a section. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to roof off a section here, let's say 7x7. And then once I'm done hauling the things that are important, like advanced components, silver, and steel, I will start to haul the corpses as well. And there's my heavy SMG. See? All you have to do if you can't find something is to have it dedicated to a specific zone, and you'll find it. Leaving the assault rifle there does encourage my slaves to rebel. But I don't really have any place to put the extra weapon until I make some room. So that's what I'm doing. We could also speed up this process by setting all of these up to drop on the floor so we don't have to haul it to best stockpile. That will speed that up a lot. Some of it, like the destroy weapon and apparel, isn't needed to queue that way, but for everything else it is. Hey, Nola! I'm going to give you a circadian assistant. A venerated artifact. Yes, I would like the third relic. Let's accept. Down here, as you can see, it's dominance, hegemony, and suppression. The obviously self-named, they weren't random, 3 Eltech staves of our trio. I think fitting, I hope, given who we are and what we do. So we're almost done hauling the... Well, we're done hauling the components, almost done with the silver. And then steel. We've been at a lack of steel for a long time, so it is nice to see that they're finally getting it done. Well, my friends, this is about all the time I have, but before I leave, I'm at 337k wealth on the map tile. If you haven't voted already, please do so. The poll is pinned as the top comment, and I will catch you next episode. Thank you for tuning in to the Archotechs, episode 56. Don't shoot, let them burn. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to vote in the poll to determine the upcoming parameters for the next stage of the Archonexus, That link can be found in the pinned comment below. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you next episode. Farewell.